I found my mom's old diary in my stepdad's office, and what I discovered changed everything. I was cleaning out boxes in the attic when I found it, a small blue notebook with flowers on the cover. I thought it was just another photo album, but when I opened it, I saw my mom's handwriting from 15 years ago. I knew I shouldn't read it, but one sentence caught my eye. I can't tell anyone the real reason I left Mark. Mark was my real dad, who mom always said abandoned us when I was 3. My hands were shaking as I kept reading. The truth hit me like a truck. My dad hadn't abandoned us at all. Mom left him because she was scared. He had a gambling problem and lost their entire savings, their house, everything. She wrote about how he begged her to stay, promised to change, but she couldn't risk it with a baby to protect. But here's the crazy part. My stepdad Dave knew about this diary. I found a note stuck between the pages in his handwriting. Use this if she ever tries to leave. He was keeping it as insurance, threatening to tell me the truth if mom ever divorced him. I took pictures of every page and drove straight to my mom's work. When I showed her, she broke down crying. She admitted Dave had been using this secret to control her for years. She was too ashamed to tell me the truth about dad, and too scared of losing me if she left Dave. I hugged her and said, Mom, you protected me once by leaving dad. Now let me protect you. We packed her bags that night. Dave came home to an empty house and a note that said, I found the diary. Game over. Now mom and I are starting over. And yesterday, I got a text from my real dad. Turns out he's been sober for 12 years, waiting for a chance to make things right.
Have you ever had the wrong idea about someone? My neighbor Karen called the cops on me 3 times in 1 month. First for excessive noise when I was mowing my lawn at 10 a.m. on a Saturday. Then for suspicious activity because I was working in my garage with the door open past 9 p.m. Finally, she reported my perfectly legal garden fence as a property line violation that needed immediate investigation. The whole street couldn't stand her. She'd march outside in her bathrobe to yell at kids for stepping on her precious grass, left passive-aggressive notes on everyone's cars about trash can placement and proper parking etiquette. The HOA meetings were basically just Karen complaint sessions. Mrs. Henderson from 2 houses down called her the neighborhood witch. Even the mailman would shake his head when delivering to her house. We all had Karen horror stories. Then Hurricane Maria slammed our town. Power went out Tuesday night and stayed out for 6 days. Cell towers were down, roads blocked by fallen trees. It was complete chaos. No grocery stores open, gas stations closed, people stuck with whatever they had stockpiled. I was doing wellness checks on the elderly neighbors Thursday night when I heard hammering coming from Karen's backyard. Loud, rhythmic pounding at 2 a.m. I'd had enough. I climbed our shared fence, ready to give her a piece of my mind about noise complaints during a natural disaster. What I found in her garage stopped me cold. Karen had converted the entire space into a makeshift emergency shelter. Military-style cots lined up in rows, thick blankets folded at the foot of each one, a camping stove set up with industrial-sized pots. She was hammering together wooden partition walls to give people privacy. What the hell is this? I asked, genuinely confused. She looked embarrassed, caught in the act. The Martinez family's roof completely caved in from that fallen oak. Water destroyed everything. The Johnsons' basement flooded when the sump pump died. They lost their medications, baby formula, everything. The elderly couple on Maple Street has no heat, and Mr. Chen's oxygen concentrator stopped working. She gestured to the organized chaos around her. They have nowhere else to go. Red Cross shelter is 30 miles away and roads are impassable. Over the next 6 days, I watched the neighborhood's biggest complainer quietly house 14 displaced people from 6 different families. She used her entire emergency fund, money she'd been saving for a new roof, to buy battery-powered heaters, lanterns, and non-perishable food from the one hardware store that managed to stay open. She cooked massive meals on that camp stove 3 times a day, gave up her own master bedroom to the family with 3 young kids, slept on a folding chair in her kitchen so others could have the couch. When little Sophia Martinez had an asthma attack, Karen drove through flooded streets at midnight to find an open pharmacy 2 towns over. She knew every family's medical needs, dietary restrictions, even remembered that Mr. Johnson was diabetic and needed sugar-free options. The noise complaints suddenly made sense. She hadn't been reporting me for mowing. She was calling about the Hendersons' loose fence post that was about to fall and hurt someone. The suspicious activity wasn't about my garage work. She'd been documenting the suspicious van that had been casing houses before the storm hit. That fence violation report? I found the paperwork later. She wasn't complaining about my fence. She was trying to get the city to approve an extension so the neighborhood kids would have a bigger shared yard to play in safely. When power finally returned the following Tuesday, Karen went right back to her usual grumpy self. Still left notes about trash cans, still yelled at kids on her lawn. But now when she shouts at them, I notice she's really warning them about the broken sprinkler head that could trip them, or the hornet's nest in her rosebush that could sting them. The complaint calls to the city. Turns out she's been reporting dangerous potholes, broken streetlights, and unsafe crosswalks for years. Some people just show love by trying to fix everything that could hurt you. Karen still annoys the hell out of me sometimes, but now I know she's got everyone's back when it really matters.
My girlfriend said, let's just be friends after 2 years together. So I treated her exactly like I treat my other friends, with boundaries. Tara and I had been together for 2 years, living together for 1. We were talking about future plans, her sister's wedding next summer, where I was supposed to be her +1. Then, on a random Thursday evening, she sat me down for the talk. I love you, but I'm not in love with you anymore, she said. I think we should transition to being friends. We get along so well, have the same friend group. We'd make amazing friends, but not amazing partners. Here's what killed me. She said all this while already having packed a bag. Her friend Marissa was picking her up in an hour. She planned this whole thing down to having somewhere to stay. You've already got an exit strategy, I said. We're adults. We're friends. We can make this work. I sat there processing. 2 years living together, talking about kids someday. Now she wants to be buddies. Okay, I said. Yeah, let's be friends. She actually smiled, relieved, like I just agreed to her perfect plan where she gets to dump me, but keep all the benefits of having me in her life. The next morning, I did exactly what Tara asked. I treated her like a friend. That's when I learned she had a very different definition of friendship than I did. First text came at 7 a.m. Could you drop off my work laptop? Sure, I'll leave it at the front desk of your office Monday. Can't you bring it by Marissa's? I need it for the weekend. I've got plans. Monday works better. She didn't like that. But what was she gonna say? We are just friends now. Week 2. Tara started cracking. She showed up at the apartment apartment while I was at work, still using her key, helped herself to groceries, did laundry, took a shower. I texted her, I'll need the key back. My friends don't have keys to my place. This is ridiculous. We live together. We used to live together. Now we're friends. Different relationship, different boundaries. She came by that evening furious. You changed the locks. You no longer live here. Here's a box of your stuff. I'm treating you exactly like I treat my friends. None of them have keys to my place, but I'm not just any friend. According to you, that's exactly what you are. The real kicker came at game night with our friend group. I showed up solo. She showed up with some dude named Connor from yoga, clearly trying to make me jealous. I shook his hand, welcomed him, then proceeded to destroy everyone at Cody Names while paying them zero attention. Halfway through the night, Tara cornered me. You don't even care that I'm here with someone else. Why would I? We're friends. Friends date people she couldn't answer because there was no answer that didn't admit she wanted me to pine for her while she found herself. But the best part, her bestie Marissa had been extra friendly all night, kept finding excuses to talk to me, laugh at my jokes. Next morning, Tara texted, what was that with you and Marissa? We were just talking. Friends talk. She's my best friend. And I'm your friend too, right? Friends can be friends with each other's friends. By week 3, Connor from yoga had ghosted Tara. Meanwhile, Marissa invited me to a comedy show. The date was fantastic. She was actually hilarious, something I'd never noticed when she was just Tara's friend. When Tara found out, she exploded. You can't date my best friend. It's girl code. I thought I was your friend, not your ex. I really don't understand. Friends don't have dibs on who their friends can date. She called 17 times. I put my phone on silent. Sunday morning, 6 a.m. She's pounding on my door. You're doing this to hurt me. I'm living my life. You're the one who decided we shouldn't be together. That's when her true entitlement showed. She started calling mutual friends, spinning revenge stories. She tried sabotaging my work, calling my office claiming I was having a mental health crisis. She even faked a pregnancy scare, then conveniently got her period the next day. Her biggest mistake was showing up at Marissa's work, causing a scene. Security escorted her out. The restraining order was her wake-up call. That, and getting fired for missing work during her meltdowns. Last I heard, she moved back with her parents and works part-time at a bookstore. She sent one final email. You turned my best friend against me, made me look crazy, ruined my life, all because you couldn't handle being just friends. Turns out, giving someone exactly what they ask for is the cruelest thing you can do.